Himanta Biswa Sarma, just a day after the Bharat Jodo Nyaya Yatra exited his state into West Bengal, made a startling claim. He said that right when the Hindu community across the country was celebrating Lord Ram's Pran Pratishtha, there was an effort by the Congress party to try and stir communal trouble in Assam. In addition to that, he also said that Rahul Gandhi's rally was planned in such a way that it would mostly pass through minority-dominated areas, that there was a deliberate attempt to try and not address areas which were Hindu-dominated. Rahul Gandhi did not reach out to them. He did not go to the Kamakhya Devi temple. And most of all, he said that the Congress is using a body double for the Congress MP.
এটো ন্যায় যাত্রা নহয়, এটো মিয়া যাত্রা। এটো কোনো ন্যায় যাত্রা হোৱা নাই। য'ত য'ত মিয়া থাকিব তাতে মানুহ হ'ব, য'ত য'ত মিয়া নাই তাতে মানুহ নহ'ব। গতিকে মোৰ দৃষ্টিত এইটো ন্যায় যাত্ৰা নহয়, এইটো মিয়া যাত্ৰা।
राम मंदिर का प्राण प्रतिष्ठा का समय में असम से गुजरे और असम में बहुत बड़ा क्लैश हो जाए।
All right. So, Sanju Verma, I want to take this straight across to you. Sanju Verma continues with us. We are joined by Advocate Talha Rashadi, spokesperson of the Rashtriya Ulema Council, and Kamruzaman Chaudhary also continues with us. This is a rather, over-the-top claim to make. Basically, the insinuation was this, that Rahul Gandhi's yatra was aimed at Muslims. Remember, the Chief Minister also called it Mia Yatra earlier. Why?
I'll tell you now without beating around the bush. Though today you've been, Padmaja, for the good or the bad, been harping about that winnability word. I am now a bit scared. Why did I use that term? But, I have this to say. I did some homework. Even last time, a few days back, I was on your show on this particular issue, and I did some digging around. Rahul Gandhi was not denied blanket permission. Rahul Gandhi and his two key advisors on this particular part of the yatra in Assam, Gaurav Gogoi and Jairam Ramesh, were clearly told that you can visit this particular temple in Nagaon, because the entire problem started from there. He wanted to visit first the Shiva temple in Nagaon. He was told anytime after 3 p.m. District magistrate ने 3 बजे के बाद का वक्त दिया था. But Rahul Gandhi said, as is so typical of him, नहीं मुझे तो 10 बजे जाना, मुझे तो 11 बजे जाना है. So then the district magistrate, the local police took a call that no, the Pran Pratishtha ceremony is likely to get over by 1:32. After that only Rahul Gandhi and his cavalcade will be allowed. And I repeat, law and order is a state subject. If Himanta Biswa Sarma, by virtue of being the chief minister, decides that Rahul Gandhi ko permission nahi milni chahiye, to nahi milegi. Now why it was called a Mia Yatra? I don't like to use that word, so I will not use that word. But why he used this term, Himanta Biswa Sarma, I will tell you. Where did Rahul Gandhi's Assam Yatra start from? It started from Barpeta. Barpeta has a 71% Muslim population, 29% Hindu population. Wahan jaakar, in a 71% Muslim dominated area, what is the first statement made by Rahul Gandhi? He says, यहाँ राम की तो कोई लहर ही नहीं है भारत में, ये तो सिर्फ आरएसएस और बीजेपी आप लोगों को भड़का रहे हैं. इन a 71% मुस्लिम डोमिनेटेड एरिया आपको राम भगवान के बारे में भड़काऊ भाषण देने की जरूरत क्या थी? Then Rahul Gandhi breaks barricades which the police had put up there. तो राहुल गांधी का क्या स्वागत करना चाहिए?
Hold on a second. Let's Congress respond to this, because I want to refer specifically to what is on air right now. And this was again a very specific allegation that was made, Kamruzaman Chaudhary, that 2 areas Mr. Gandhi went to. One, he sat inside his bus because it was Hindu dominated, and the other, he sat on a car because it was Muslim dominated. And that's a direct charge that basically this was a yatra which was reaching out to only one demographic, the Muslims.
Dwaja, you must understand the route map of the Bharat Jodo Nyaya Yatra that is went here. I don't know from where Sanju Verma got the Barpeta was the last leg of the Assam Yatra. We started in 14th of February from Manipur, a Hindu Maithi dominated locality. We entered a Christian dominated state of Nagaland. Then we entered Jorhat from Mariani. Jorhat has got only 5% Muslim population, and the rest are pure Assamese Hindu population. From there we progress to Nagaon. Nagaon, we can say there is a sizable portion of the Muslim population because of the adjoining Marikau district. But Assam has got 2 major highways, Padmaja, one from Tinsukia to Dibrugarh and from Dibrugarh to Siliguri. That are the 2 major highways. Leave aside the NC Hills and the Meghalaya road going to Barak Valley and through Tripura. But you must understand the geography of the state. When you talk about why Rahul Gandhi Yatra did not get into Ma Kamakhya temple, because Rahul Gandhi's Bharat Jodo Yatra was not allowed to pass through the GS road of Guwahati. We were allowed only through the national highway, which cannot come to Ma Kamakhya temple, because Ma Kamakhya temple is located in Maligaon of Guwahati, which connects the GS road to the national highway. So that was a practical problem. The basic point out here is that the Assam chief minister is suffering from a very compulsive disorder of Rahul, what you call this? I can't name anything out this. Attention-seeking disorder that he is having.
Before Sanju Verma responds to this, because it's a direct comment on the Chief Minister of Assam, Tala Rashadi, is this now down to basically political parties directly fighting each other, and mostly the non-BJP parties fighting each other for the Muslim vote?
A very good evening to everyone on the panel, Patnaja, to you too. It's very disheartening and it's very condemnable that the Muslims are being made the scapegoat in this dirty politics being done by the Congress and as well as the BJP. You know, in this scenario, in this case, BJP is being exposed. It's being exposed for its nara of Sabka Saath and Sabka Vikas, but at the same time, the Congress too is being exposed. Hemant Biswa Sharma is a leader who was in Congress for 22 years. This shows that the ideological shallowness and the hollowness of Congress party, when they cannot teach the so-called democratic values and the ideology, the Gandhiji's ideology, to a leader who was among the top leaders of Assam in their party for 22 years. Now BJP is clearly exposed. They have something, muh mein ram bagal mein chhuri wali kahavat. They say sabka saath, sabka vikas, but they are very much directed to their ideology. That is the reason why they are.
Sanju Verma, you say sabka saath, sabka vikas, but whipping up this whole, ye to Muslim party hai, ye to Mia Yatra hai, demonizing people who are reaching out to a population of India. Sanju Verma.
Now, Padmaja, you know, I need at least a minute. पहले तो मैं जो उलेमा काउंसिल के यहाँ पर बैठे हैं, I agree with one thing that you said. The Congress, certainly practices hollow politics. Everything else that you said about the BJP, I reject, and I'll tell you why. On Padmaja Joshi's show, this data has been put out umpteen number of times. But again, आपकी जानकारी के लिए, let me tell you, 31% of Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, the beneficiaries are minorities, particularly Muslims. 33% of Ayushman Bharat beneficiaries are minorities, particularly Muslims. 36% of Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana beneficiaries are minorities, particularly Muslims. 37% of Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana beneficiaries are minorities.
Talk about the yatra. This dog whistling saying, "अरे ये तो मुसलमानों के एरिया में जा रहे हैं, अरे ये हिंदुओं को नहीं कर." It's dog whistle. Sanju Verma.
Padmaja ji, I heard that. Let me at least rebut him with facts. No, you can't have the BJP always, with its back to the wall. I refute what Kamru Zaman said. I have got exactly what Rahul Gandhi took permission for. From Barpeta, I repeat, which is a 71% Muslim population dominated area. He wanted to visit Dhubri, Morigaon, Gwalpara, Kamrup, Darang, Nagaon, and Bongaigaon. And these are all areas where the Muslim population is in excess of 47%, including Nagaon. Let me remind you, 63% Muslim population. वहां पर जाकर वो भड़काऊ भाषण देते हैं. What do you expect Himanta Biswa Sharma to do?
Okay.
You enter a state, you issue defamatory statements against the chief minister without any data to back up your flimsy allegations. You make an incendiary speech where you say that Ram नाम का तो कोई narrative है ही नहीं, on a day when Hindus all over the world, including 100 crore Hindus of India, are celebrating प्राण प्रतिष्ठा प्रभु राम, and then you say कि आपके ऊपर कार्रवाई क्यों नहीं होनी चाहिए? Thank God Rahul Gandhi.
Okay, Tala Rashadi quickly responding, then Kamru Zaman Chaudhary. Tala.
Padmaja, a democratically elected chief minister was taken oath of the Constitution of India, uses a slur against the minority to defame them, to demonize them, to humanize them, and the spokesperson of that particular party is here defending him. She should apologize to the nation, and she should demand.
Kamru Zaman Chaudhary.
Padmaja, in short, let me just explain the surprising behavior of Himanta Biswa Sharma. When Citizenship Amendment Act brought in. There were a huge uproar in Assam that we will not let any person who has failed the NRC test from settling or getting citizenship of India. Now, what happened was that around 20 lakh people, mostly Bengali Hindus who have come from Bangladesh, have failed the NRC test and they were applying for Indian citizenship. There was a huge uproar in Assam.
What's your point?
This person, the point is that this person, he brought in the politics of Hindu-Muslim, which was never there in my birthplace of Assam prior to the Citizenship Amendment Act. And still he is playing this dirty game of divide between Mia and Gora.
Very interesting that you say that the politics of Hindu-Muslim was never done in your birthplace of Assam. Fun fact, I actually spent 1 year over there. And there's a very interesting story about Dhubri, but I will tell that later because I'm out of time right now. For the time being, thanks very much, both gentlemen and Sanju Verma, for joining me. The important thing, though, is that right now it is a gloves-off fight when it comes to the political messaging that is happening. On the one hand, you have the BJP, and on the other, you have Congress and INDIA separately. Make no mistake, from now on, everyone is going to make sure their message is loud and clear. We'll help you decode it. Thanks for watching.